Let's go. And good evening. We're back at you with another one. Underground World News Live. How's everyone doing? Much love to all the purebloods out there. I hope you're doing okay. Hope everyone's staying cool. We've had a lot of hot weather out there. Actually, today was really nice, but looks like we're going to go back up into the 90s. Just thank you for the feedback, everyone out there. All the mods, good to see everyone. Rich the Prophet, Jay from the Ville, E. Fitz, Susie Q, For Me, Fulcrum. Much love to everybody out there. Yeah, if you got anything to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com is the email. I want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream. It's appreciated to the fullest. Much love, Hoodie Ross, Wild Wild West, and Dark Knight, liking that Can't Contain Me, huh? Yeah, I like that one too myself. Our latest song, if you guys missed it, played it on the end of the last stream. You can find it on YouTube under my music. The last stream is gone because of it. It's pretty bad when I get hit for a bunch of crap on my own music. It's crazy. The whole thing with YouTube's just crazy. Anyhow, I'm going to start off here tonight with a heads up here for folks in East Texas. We've apparently got a lot of storms brewing. I'm going to jump over the charts here in just a second, but officials in East Texas declaring that there's the potential for a failure, and this is in Houston's region, and it's at a spillway at the Lake Livingston Dam. If you guys are familiar with that, they're saying excessive rainfall and flooding could make this area end up having a breach zone, so to speak. Very similar to what we saw last week in that one video clip where it was tearing around the edge of the dam, and they ended up taking houses out and everything else. So anytime there's a failure around a dam, you got to be cautious. And that anyone that could be downstream, so to speak, from this dam, especially immediately, like right there, I'm going to watch this one. The Trinity River Authority of Texas putting out these alerts. As of right now, no danger, but something to watch. If the weather shifts and you start to see more rain there in East Texas, watch out. We've seen some dam failures in the past. It's all about location and the situation. Every situation's different. We've seen cities completely flooded out below some of these spots that have given way. And some of these spillways as well. Spillway, that reminds me of California. Everything that we had going on out there years ago. And that too was a crazy situation where that was getting ate away and eroded. But I'll update on that if I get any other word. If you don't know, we now have Hurricane Beryl that has formed in the Atlantic Basin. It is forecasted to strengthen into a Category 4 hurricane. We don't know exactly where this thing's going to go. They put out these spaghetti models, so to speak, that are all over the place. It's about 450 miles, so to speak, from Barbados. It has winds over 100 mile an hour at this point. It's moving west at 21 mile an hour. And right now it is rated as a Category 2. That's on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It could rapidly intensify into a Category 4 as it hits the Gulf of Mexico. I would watch this. I mean, they gave us warnings already saying that they expect the season to be a very active season. So they're expecting throughout the week, by the time we're on the next stream, we should have a lot better idea on Wednesday. And definitely by Friday, in Friday's stream, on where this thing is projected to go. Because when you're this far out, we've seen this a lot of times in the past, you don't know where it's going or what it's going to mean. Look at all these tracks. The darker is going to take it right up here. It's going to curl up South Texas. I was just telling you. South or East Texas. If this hurricane comes through there with the alerts that I just told you about, those dams could breach. But this could go anywhere. It could even cut back, clip the panhandle of Florida, go up through Georgia, through the Carolinas, Virginia, all the way up through hit the upper East Coast. You'd see a lot of the tracks and the models taking it down here into Mexico even Central America. But we're pretty far out. But they're putting us at a category 2, category 4 or 5 incoming. So if it does take one of these routes and cuts up here toward Louisiana, Texas, blow this one up here and see what this one's saying. This one's got a lot of, well, see. For this track, in this model, it's got a lot of it coming up into the Gulf. And on this one, it shows this Invest L, 96L Invest, tracking with a direct line right toward South Florida and cutting across Florida. So, again, we're going to have to wait and see, I guess. We can do. Let me open up Radar Omega. This is going to load up back out. Go down here around Dallas. Around Little Rock, we're checking a couple places here. We've got storm lines here up here in North Texas. I just seen an alert that just dropped for a bunch of tornado warnings. Oh man, this could be oh yeah, let's check in here real quick. This is Nathan Moore in Nebraska, storm chaser. And he's there in a pretty nasty system. Looks like it's cut out here real quick. This is headed toward Lincoln. Let me look at the alerts here real quick. Got one tornado watch in that area. It's not even you guys got any activity in your area, or if you know of anything in your neck of the woods, let me know. Say something there in the chat. If you guys got tornado warnings that you know of in any region, and I can zoom in, go to that region, and update. Let me hit play here on this map. Exposure real quick. Little Rock. Looks like we got some action around Tulsa. I seen in the tweet somebody just said multiple tornado warnings. So whenever I see that, I want to make sure everything is okay. Everyone's all good. Yeah. Radar Omega, a good spot to check in on. With that, so hot here. Yeah. I tell you, it's been super hot here as well. Humid, yes, as it gets. In my neck of the woods in the Midwest in Kentucky, over the weekend, it was unbearable. Like, It was like an oven, and today was rather nice. There's going to be a night to be out there camping and all that, or by the fire. It was this evening. Like I said, over the weekend, I think it was still in the high 70s at nighttime. That's how hot it got. 70 there in coastal VA. Yeah, I'm at 69 right now. Supposed to dip down to the 60s. I'll take that. Tonight, I want to share with you guys here a clip of this Chinese rocket failure. I mean, they keep happening. This was the Tianlong 3 spacecraft from Space Pioneer. It malfunctioned. Wow. Okay, so that was a huge explosion. And this is different than what we saw the other day. Remember, I shared with you a clip. It was kind of the same thing. It was it was a rocket booster that was coming back down on a populated area. And it had this toxic orange smoke just spewing from it all over the place. And people were running for their lives. And it came down and hit the ground. It didn't explode like that thing just did. That thing was loaded with a lot more. Lot, fuel and everything else in there. But yeah, man. China's been having, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, SpaceX and Elon has shown the technology is here, and it can't be that hard to figure out or get their hands on, seeming they're the commie Chinese that got spies everywhere, on how to land these rockets like we're doing. We're launching them, they're going up, they're doing their thing, and then they're coming back down, and they're sticking the landing. It's pretty crazy to watch. People are taking video of this from all types of different angles. But we've got it down. Even Elon shared something the other day. It was just crazy. The separation of the rockets, the boosters, them coming back down and landing. They've got this down to a science. At least Elon and company does. The Chinese don't seem bothered with it. The Chinese have just let these things just keep crashing on the populace. Anyhow, not a whole lot going on in terms of space weather today. We are in solar max, so at any time, X flares, anything Earth directed could pop off. I'll keep you guys posted if I see any of that, or any earthquake activity or volcano activity. Wanted to point this out. This is pretty crazy. Imagine you're getting ready to go somewhere, let's say on a train ride somewhere, and you notice that the train tracks are being held together by zip ties. I'm not so sure that I'm getting on the train. I mean, it's just like, if you see something that crazy, are you really going to continue on? Some people are being told, like in this instance here, this is actually happening in New York City. at one of the MTA's public transit centers. Citizens that have been riding this is the Rockaway Boulevard A train station in Ozark Park. They look down and are like, hold on. Like, these tracks are really being held together by zip ties. So they start a fuss about it, and rightfully so. And the response is that, well, sometimes some of the inspectors go through and they mark the areas that need fixed, and they mark those areas with zip ties so the workers can come back later and they know what areas to fix. And it's like, hold on, dude. This is like the whole track, both sides, like it's the track itself. And um I don't know. You just see some of these things. I see it in this country that's falling apart. I'm like, what's next? I see something like this, and then I'm not shocked when I wake up the next day and I see a train derailment or something like that. Just not pixie doodle in the house. Much love. But yeah, it's real deal. If you guys see anything like this, let me know. I'd like to know where this is happening. Um, I just see these things as not being safe. Bridges falling apart, into rivers and all this other stuff. Um, flames coming out of engines in these airplanes. There was another incident this past week involving a 787. I don't think that's going to end. Right now, we're gearing up, really getting into this election cycle. So a lot of the news stuff is going to be they're gonna eat that up. They're gonna do everything they can on all those stories. A lot of other things are gonna get kind of swept under the rug. They're gonna kind of slide by. If you don't watch it, they may drop them later. Um, Other stories, just because there's so much attention on what's going on here. Yes, Ukraine does have plenty of cash, though. You got that right there, Doug. Uncommon news. Thank you for the donation there. Appreciate it to the fullest. I hope all is good down there in Texas, man. One of these days I'm gonna get down there and see you, brother. Tagged you an AI mayor candidate in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Huh? What does that mean? um, yeah, much love. Thank you for that. Just a heads up though for those that ride the tracks, man. Like, just inspect everything. These days, you should be like eyes open, observing all your surroundings everywhere, especially in a suspect spot or especially in any downtown city area or big event. You know, so on X, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, we're live on X tonight. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. One confirmed death from Hurricane Beryl. What? You kidding? We just this thing ain't even made landfall. Take somebody out in a boat? Like what? Um. Okay. Thank you. Much love, occult priest. It's good to see you. Hope all is good. Um. Yeah, I'm live on multiple platforms here tonight. Not Rumble. I could be, and I may on the next stream, and not on Instagram. I just when I'm in restream, they start giving me glitches and issues. I just the heck with them. I didn't have time to mess with it tonight, so yes. Look at this, and this is true for everyone that I know. Anyone that I've heard of that has bought an EV doesn't want it no more. Hates it. one of the worst decisions of their life. And they want their gas powered vehicle back. A lot of them are doing so. I've said this before, there is a hybrid that some friends of ours got, and it is like awesome. It's like dope because it does it the right way. It does it the right way. It actually incorporates both the gas and electric both into the vehicle to where you end up getting the most out of all of it. And actually, when you're driving in gas mode and you're driving all the inertia and all that, you're charging the batteries uh, for the EV mode, which is crazy because you don't never have to go to a station and plug up and charge up and any of that garbage. You never got to do it. And say you're on the highway in the plains, cross country, you just throw it in cruise control, you're in flats, and you're just going. It'll shift over out of gas or mitigate the gas down and then just run off that EV and keep you floating along, you know, at that speed. It's pretty cool when utilized the right way. But, it's not cool when the puppet president comes out and tries to ram EV down everyone's throats and, like, no one's really buying it. Purple Zen checking in late, but you're here. You said your wife thinks that Honda CR-V hybrid gets 40 miles per gallon, but she's not certain. Well, I'm telling you what, man. Some of the hybrids out there that I've seen are just the best bang for the buck. And just the way that they're designed, they run, the whole thing. And I've heard nothing but good things. Spiro checking in. What's up, my brother? Hope all is well. Me and him got some unfinished business out in the desert. We talked about Area 51 on the last stream. That was me and Spiro, Cannons. Went out there and hit that up, and somebody just said get another conference in. Yeah, we've been targeting Vegas for a conference. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but maybe the beginning of next. Hold on a second. What's going on here, man? All right, Doug, just hooked you up there. I thought you were already modded. That's weird. Shooter in house. All right. Shift on out of this. Everybody knows EVs suck at this point. But the numbers don't lie. And check this out. I tell you all the time. I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I try to put these little things in your ear. That way, you just remember or because I think that these things are going to be vital to survival in our future. They're lying to us, and obviously EVs are no good. We just seen it. Look at nuclear energy here in terms of global energy use and the percentages here in the circle. Oil is massive. Natural gas is massive. What's even bigger than natural gas is coal. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And these are 3 God-given resources that you could potentially have on your property, on your land. These are things that I would really be setting my sights on because I'm telling you in the future, there's going to be a shift. Everything we've been living through is kind of like it's a scam. With all the climate crap, carbon crap, they've been trying to outlaw these things, especially the coal, for the longest time. But, man, I see past it. I see that China and all these other countries have never even stopped or even slowed down in terms of using coal. They just keep on pushing. They don't abide by none of this crap, these other numbers that everyone's trying to play. In the meantime, our country's gotten poor. A lot of our states have gotten poor because our federal government says you're not allowed to sell it. You're not allowed to use it, burn it. You need to shut down all your plants. All while they sell China our coal, like their coal, but not, we can't profit off of it. It's garbage. Well, my state changed that, and it's going to be changing from here on out. Because they can see what's going on with this. And if you're in a state that's got coal, natural gas, you can never really go wrong. There was a guy saying the other day how he goes around and does all the searching for coal pockets and gas pockets and stuff like that. And his district was in the eastern part of my state. And he was like, I'm going to tell you this much. Anywhere that you find coal, there's going to be natural gas pockets around there, even if there's no wells or people don't even realize it. I mean, it was his job to find these things. And he says, 9 times out of 10, folks don't even know. But yeah, if you've got seams of coal or something like that on your property, you're going to have pockets of natural gas in it, especially in the mountains. So it's very interesting. But this whole EV stuff, it isn't never going to cut it. All right, you may recall on the last stream, I told you they were attacking our farmers. They're going after the water. I think I even put a video out on this. They're going after the water and trying to tell the farmers up there they can't use some 500,000 acres. That's crazy. This has been an ongoing battle. It's still ongoing. Now we got a different situation here. I wish that they would start building pipelines for fresh water. I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. We could easily do it. Build desalination plants on the coastline to turn all that salt water right there, all that God-given salt water, into fresh water. That's what a desalination plant does. And then pipe it in to all these other places. But they won't do it. They send all the money to Ukraine. Well, now they're sending money to a pipeline, but it's not for water. It's for CO2. And this is going to cut through about 2,500 miles of land. It's going to connect to 57 different ethanol plants. It's going to affect thousands of private landowners. Many who are fighting this whole thing and they're against it. A portion of this, 680 miles of it, is in Iowa. And the Iowa farmers ticked off. So the state, the utility board, comes along and says, okay, we don't care what you think. We don't care what you think, peon landowners. All 859 of your land parcels are going to be taken. And that's what they ruled. Could you imagine if you live in a state that's that Gestapo? So they're telling these people that we're just taking your land. Eminent domain. All this land. It's a massive swath that is taking it. Just taking it. I mean, dude, this is thievery. I mean, this definitely isn't a free country at this point, can't you see? It's tyrannical, and it's not just on the federal level. It's on even certain state levels where they're just doing things just like this. They're going in and just stealing the land from the people, and they're like, yeah, eminent domain. You can't do nothing about it. Try it, we'll kill you. Which really ain't funny, but Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel for all these people. I mean, this thing spans 5 states. Other states could do this kind of crap. So Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Just talking, man. Some of my cats today from Nebraska. Um, so I don't know, man. I don't see anything good coming of this. I remember the last big pipeline I talked about. We warned about. It was pushing oil, and man, it ended up busting and causing a disaster. Everything that we warned about. It seems that these things always happen or find a way to happen. And I don't know, man. Eminent domain crap is garbage. It's not like this is say like life or death. Like this is just for greedy men to make money. You know, and say to hell with the everyday people, and that should never be allowed. You know, it's just another crazy situation. All right, man, it is 4th of July week. It got here quick, huh? Didn't it? 6 months in the books into 2024. Here we are on this first of the month. A lot of people gearing up to hit the road. Be safe out there this week if you are traveling, whatever you're doing. They're saying that Americans are set to travel in record numbers for the 4th of July. Yeah, so this is they're estimating to see 5 point for this year by car. 60 million people going to be on the road. So that's more than ever. That's more than ever. So just be mindful of that. If you're going to the airport, it's going to be slam packed more than ever. 5.7 million. Any other means like the shoddy trains and all that stuff I showed you earlier. 4.6 million. By other means was actually slightly higher in 2019, but more people on the road and in the air this year. And this is the estimated number of Americans that are traveling 50 plus miles from home during the 4th of July holiday period. So what is it, on Thursday this week? Makes for a long holiday weekend. For Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a 4-day holiday weekend. I'm sure quite a few people are planning. Just be safe. Stay cool. Be safe. Yeah, and just be safe, man. That's all I can ever say to anyone out there. If people are going out and you're doing some stuff, you can afford to make it happen. Poultry lovers might be in for a shock because they're saying that the price of it has gone through the roof. I told you, I mean, we cover these things. We talked about the price of beef already at sky high levels. Now, they're saying that poultry fans getting shocked here because boneless chicken breasts have soared 67%. Yeah, that's 67% this year alone. That's more than quadruple the beef and pork prices, which is insane because I just reported to you and showed you how beef was at all-time highs. So, poultry, you can see here everything is going through the roof. Poultry, beef. And it brings me to this clip that I'm just going to go ahead and play this because I cited it once before. I don't think I had the clip. I'll let him speak it.
I feel like I'm gonna be sick. I just looked through my Walmart history and I found this Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me, basically. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414. That is 4 times more. How the fuck? How? Like, what?
Oh, sorry for the F-bomb, but, yeah, that's probably why I didn't share it last time. But you get it. That is insane. Those numbers are right there. Insanity. Right there. From 2022 to 2024, the price for 45 items went from 126 to 414. It's little things like this that make a huge difference. You know, it paints a picture that's easy for people to digest and see and be like, oh my gosh. Like if you haven't felt it and seen it already. All right, someone, thank you for the coffee as well and the support. Appreciate it more than you know. Much love. Hope I'm feeling better. Still in the same situation and enjoying the music you are. Thank you. Much love. Been getting a lot of good feedback, especially on that latest song. Latest songs. Yeah, FJB, you got that right. Everybody's saying FJB, you got that right. That's the slogan. That's the motto. For all the purebloods out there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got a lot of crazy times ahead here. So, how much are groceries up? Well, they are up big time. And Jake Tapper came on the screen the other night. And they're doing like soft black magic, man, on the masses. They're saying these things like in the debate. He would say, "Well, Biden, what would you say to where grocery prices for Americans are up nearly 20%?" And well, he just dropped seeds in everyone's mind, the millions that are watching, that grocery prices are only up 20%, thinking if they can tolerate that. Yeah. As it turns out, he cited one of their places that always rig these statistics. But I just showed you the shocking truth. With that dude's, the video you just saw. As it says here, people on social media are posting receipts showing grocery prices anywhere between 2 and 10 times the freaking 20% rate they're trying to say. And I just showed you. It was a perfect example. All right. So, he's talking about the whole situation right here, broke down in the scale. In 2 years, it's a 185% increase. I think his numbers are a little wrong, but anyhow, he says if we stretch it out to 3 years, assuming no inflation, there's an annualized increase of 61% over 2 years. It's 92.5%. Adding in inflation for the first year, you can round that up to 100% annualized. And no matter how you cut this, slice this, want to chop it, screw it, it's this is bad. Everybody knows Bidenomics and they're gaslighting it big time. I don't know. Either way, everyone's getting hit hard. And if you're thinking about raising a child out here in this climate, I just want to point out real quick the most expensive U.S. metros to raise a kid. Boston being at the top, then California, then DC, San Jose, Connecticut, Colorado, Cali, Washington, New York, and Cali. This round at the top, Cali on there big time. And then like New England. Confidence in the United States in their universities has now plunged to an all-time low. Young people, women, and they say even Democrats are souring on academia. Only, let's see here. In terms of the poll, Americans' confidence in colleges and universities reaches a new low. The confidence in terms of being very little to none at all is at 30%. See right there. So, just a lot of people waking up to the scam. I ain't falling for the scam, bro. No. Popping off shots like a Rambo. Not doing it. Not falling for the scam, bro. Not doing it. I try to warn as many people out there. Don't fall into this abyss. I know of a lot of people from my generation that if they've got a big bill that they've got to constantly pay, it's their college debt. And they've never got the job, the big job, to cover all that. So many people going and getting these degrees and then not able to find a job. It's sad, man. I hate to see that. Barbara, thank you very much. For real. Much love. God bless. And gonna keep it pushing here. The IRS announcing new crypto tax reporting rules, and this is for brokers. And this is, in essence, to try to make it easier for people to report. It's basically saying that anyone out there, if like any business, any brokerage, any place that is allowing people to deal with crypto, they are to track everyone's every move and then tell you at the end of the year like what your tax implications are. They're supposed to have it documented. So they got to report it. They got to be able to give it to you so you can then file with that. For good or for worse, if they report above or under. I mean, it's really kind of going, they're putting it on them here to track everything and to send that out almost in the W-2 format. Like, this is your trading history and everything that you did, and this is how much you owe. That's what they're going to do. They're putting all these rules into place. They're going to start in like 2026 and 2027. And it's always been murky water. That's why I've warned everyone to beware. It is just that, a honeypot in a lot of sense to me. Bitcoin, all that, because look, man, you can go send somebody some money on PayPal and you're not getting taxed for it. I mean, give me a break. It's stupid. It's stupid. Stupid as crap. You can't even send somebody something without it being taxed. It's a taxable transaction. It's just stupid. People don't even know what they got themselves into. And I told you before, the NSA created it. And it's only in existence and out here around you because they're allowing it. Duh. I know of a plan. I know how to work this game in crypto. And ride the waves. I could probably make some people a lot of money. If people were in it and just took hints and signs, they probably already have. I said at 77,000, we're at the top. The set shorts. in this game. And it's been nothing but pull back since. Anyone that's had a short there has been making a killing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you can ride that all the way down to like 20-some thousand, wherever it falls to next. You're going to make an absolute killing. And it's one transaction. It's one move. You're not making all these small trades and getting killed on taxes. I don't even know how people are going to be able to do that. Every little move you make getting taxed. That's why I was long trading. We try to get into an asset in the low, in a bear market, which isn't now, and you hold it for years. And when you do that, the capital gains tax and all that stuff was different. It was different than, it was just different. You were taxed different in a different bracket, and it wasn't as bad. Because if you're trading, they treat it as a job. They basically tax it as like a job type of income. That's the type of tax they're going to throw on it when you're trading, like day trading. But if you hold it for like longer, like a year and a day, then you're long trading, and the tax implications are different. Now, I don't know. Biden just came along and did something crazy to capital gains taxes. I don't even freaking know, or attempted to, whatever I reported on. But I'm not in the game here of trading any of this stuff. Only thing that I have been in here in the past quite a few years that I told everyone about years ago was gold and silver. Started smelting it, melting it down, making my own coinage, investing in that, and it paid off here recently when I had to sell a lot of my gold to survive. But it was a huge come up off of what I bought it for years ago. And anyone that would have done that as well, dude, man, I don't make many calls, but I'm telling you, you listen. So it's the long game is the strategy here. In terms of years, in my opinion, to play the game the best. Metals, if you're in the right state, there are no taxes anymore. So you would have bought huge and had made tens of thousands even in precious metals. You're in the right state, dude. Like, you cash out in the dollars right now, you don't have nothing. That's insane. Talk about a gimme. Like, you ain't gonna get many of them in life. So, trains done let we're at the top now. We're at the top, and it's about to come down. The best thing to do in that environment, if I was in it, if I was in crypto, I'd be setting shorts, personally, off the top, all the way down, on any of these assets, the whole market. Let's pick something. Nothing stays at a high forever. Now, I wouldn't go out there and try and short something that's charging still, or running hard, like anything. We've seen how Nvidia and all these other things have been going hard. They could continue some of the bigger ones. But Bitcoin and all this stuff is nothing but a pump and dump, man. It is a virtual nothing. It's a digital nothing. Is it nothing? Nothing. It's nothing. Literally, a figment of someone's imagination. It is nothing. It's a number in some kind of computer, an algorithm, but it's nothing that you can hold ever and bury and and hide. You can never hide the transactions of Bitcoin or any of that. They're going to track and trace it. They do it all the time. Always coming out saying they busted these dudes, these hackers and all this through Bitcoin. It's like you'd think they'd get smart. They bust them using all these different coins. All right, I tell you what is the real money, and it's gold. You already know that. But something just happened that they've kind of been keeping under a lid. And it's which way does this go? Uganda has announced that they have unearthed 12 trillion in gold. 12 trillion in gold. And this has been known all this year. And yet gold is still surging. People are like, how can that be? Well, it's because none of this gold is ever going to make it into the main markets. Like we're ever going to see. China and the central banks are buying up gold at such a rate. I'm going to tell you now, this is a finite resource. It's becoming more and more scarce. And as it does, they are not going to ease up. They are going to continue to gobble this up. There's going to become a shifting point here in the offing to where it's very low supply. Dude, the price is going to run, I told you this a million times, $20,000, $30,000 an ounce of gold. And when you just can't get it or find it anywhere, some people are just not going to care. But I think some massive announcements going to be made. There's going to be, or maybe several that's connected to this. And they're going to wait until they've got it all before they say it. Maybe uncommon. He said, we may see some action there, huh? It's like you come up with something like this. You come up with something. Remember, the last person in Africa to step up and mention anything big with gold and make his own gold standard actually was trying to make the United States of Africa. Oh man, R.I.P. Muammar Gaddafi. You talk about a warrior against the beast. Oh yeah. And set his people up fabulously. Just go back and look at the track record. I've named it off. It's insane. That man, if we had more Gaddafis on the planet, I tell you what though, who can wage war with the beast? Gaddafi had a war machine himself, had an army, ran all of North Africa, had oil reserves in his pocket, all the gold, and the beast still went and got him and killed him. How's anyone that can hear my voice gonna contend and wage war with this beast when not even one of the richest men that stood on the planet had a chance, like Gaddafi and many others? Get droned. Get chased down in your own country and killed in your own streets. You think someone's coming to the rescue? There's someone coming with a sword, I tell you that. He's gonna light this place on fire. I can't wait. Burn these tears up, baby. Burn these tears up. I can't wait. I can't wait. Well, look, if you look to retire in this country, let me show you a few things here. It takes more than 3 million in many U.S. states if you think you're going to retire. And most of the time when people get to retirement age, they come to find out that everything that they planned for was not enough. These days, it's almost like you've got to do some major calculating here. You're going to need 3 million to be able to make it through that to be considered kind of wealthy. If you want to get through 20, 25, 30 years. Because it's saying if not, most people are going to be going back to work. I don't know where we're going to be come 2030. Much less 20, 30 years from now. Yeah, man, just saying. And on that note, I'm gonna top of the hour. Gonna load up a big chest here. I'm loading it up. Put 1,000 in it. And gonna open it up for all my cats on D Live, giving back. Also, give a shout out here to Beard Vet. And you guys out there that like coffee, oh, I never used to drink coffee, but I do now. The iced is my favorite, I gotta say. Um, check out beardvet.com for a lot of the stuff, coffee, grooming, apparel, all that good stuff right there. Hopefully, if you get a chance to come to one of the conferences in the future, you get to see and meet Vet there as well. At the last conference, he was there and made some amazing iced coffee. It's the best ever. It's what ended up turning me on to drinking it. Um, he sets up shop there with some coffee. You can always check out at the conference. And a much love there to Adam Bomb, Hoodie Ross, Black Cat, Panther, MC Dirty Work. And if you do check out Beard Vet, let him know. Dabu7 sent you. California has seized nearly 7 million fentanyl pills. This is ridiculous. I was talking the other day about all the people that's died that I know since high school. And outside of like family, like old age or something like that, this has been drugs. The drug war has been the number one thing. And it's been more than ever in the past decade for sure. I just started naming off names, man, thinking, and I just couldn't stop. And it just, I don't know, sometimes I start just like losing it. Like, almost half my buddies I grew up with are dead and gone. Some of my best friends growing up, all dead and gone. Just because of this war. Because that's what it is. And they're wiping our people out, man. I'm so sick of seeing it. We've got to do something against all of this, man. Against all of it. Thank you for the coffees there, someone. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support for the channel. Appreciate it to the fullest. But man, if you suspect, or if you are having issues out there, man, along the lines of pills and this stuff, I mean, you need to seek help now. You need to do it now. You need not think, can I go another day or this and that? Nah, do it now. So many people losing their lives over thinking they're getting a little pill up their buddy, a little Percocet, little Vicodin, and they're dead. Dude, that's murder. That's these people aren't seeking death, man. This is by design. It's pissing me off bad. The only thing we do is bring awareness to it, but to find 7 million pills, I mean, since January, it just shows just in California alone how bad it is. It is zombies everywhere. All the major downtown areas. It's sickening. It is sickening. Here. I'm just gonna play a clip here. I'm gonna show you in Gavin Newsom's California. You can imagine if gruesome Newsom, if they were to give him a seat in the White House. I'm not saying they will, or they are, or I don't know where it's going, and the whole thing with Big Mike there and everything else flexing, stretching in the bullpen. We've Gruesom's got a bad track record here, man. Let's just take a look here.
Ooh. Something's about to happen. Something's about to fucking happen.
Again, sorry for the F-bombs.
Alright, bye. Oh, uh-oh.
Everybody, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna vote that.
So, several of these vehicles were exploding because they had tanks of nitrous inside. You know, like Fast and the Furious, they got these tanks of nitrous in the back where they're doing these races in the streets. And they got these nitro turbo buttons. You guys keep seeing chaos. You keep seeing reported chaos coming out of California. But, like, I'm not sure you're really getting what's happening. Like, this is kind of like what you see in the movies for real. Just like Fast and the Furious. I mean, that's what it's based on, was this type of stuff. But they're taking it to, like, crazier, wild levels at this point. They're having street races, and they're doing them big time. They're blocking off whole sections. It's a huge thing. And then at the end of the night, dude, they'll trash whole cars. I mean, some of these rich kids that are out there and all that, they don't care. They'll sit there and they'll trash a whole car and just blow the whole thing up. They'll get a kick out of it because 10, 20,000 people in the street going crazy around it. It's what they do. They shut the blocks down, and this is what they hold these races. So, you know, to be racing and out there doing, it's one thing. Then to ratchet up like that to mayhem is another. But again, nitrous is in some of these vehicles, so it's not just like your everyday car being lit on fire. These things can end up going up big time, like bombs. They're so loaded out there. Anyhow, Matt, this and Callie. Nothing new, I suppose. But check this out. You talk about paid snitching. This is crazy. This is crazy. In the SEC here is exposing that they have received a record number of whistleblower tips. And that in 2023, they have paid out a record sum of $279 million to just one anonymous whistleblower. That is insane money that the SEC is giving to someone because they snitched someone out. What do you mean? Well, apparently, whoever received this $279 million, they knew of another person that was doing major crypto gambling or trading. It made millions themselves, if not billions at this rate. And didn't report it or didn't do anything like that. And they snitched him out. For the SEC to give you $279 million, they had to have been pushing billions. But when you go over and you look at the assets that are behind these crypto coins, it's stupid. It's stupid money. It's just, it's insane money, man. So that's what this is. That's what they're admitting to. And they're just paying out millions and millions to people. If they can go and they can get 10 million off a dude that skipped out on crypto taxes that made him like 50, 60, 70, 80 million. They may break someone off $1 million or two. And someone that figures this out is going to be like, oh my, I can go make me a quick mill. I can, or something here. They're going to see this as an opportunity, and some people are going to get caught up. It's all about the snitch game here. You know the repercussions of that, right? It becomes a dangerous game then. So, high stakes. SEC supplying it. Insane. So, let's get into the politics. Trump says that this immunity ruling that just took place here is a big win for democracy. And this is just one of the things that for the right, it seems to go to what the right likes it and the left doesn't. But again, let me tell you this. The Supreme Court came out with their very first ruling the other day. Dude, they've been rifling them off. Like all week long. Okay? Into the new week. And here they get going again. Well, last week they started by giving the president and the government the power to censor the people. A huge blow against our freedom of speech, and it's just been swept under the rug. I don't even see other truth theorists and other alternative media outlets out there even talking about it. I haven't even seen anyone mentioning it. It's pathetic. But yet it's happened. It's happened. Giving them the authority to censor us on social media and to remove content, to actually go to the content, go to Zuckerberg and be like, Zuck, we need you to remove this, this, and this because it has to do with this, this, and this. And now we got the green light to do it. Yeah, well, I don't think so. It's tyrannical. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up again in case you missed it because it's very important. So, the Supreme Court ruled today in a 6-3 vote that former presidents, including Trump, enjoy immunity from criminal prosecution for conduct involving official acts during their tenure in office. But he's not immune from unofficial acts. Okay? So, this is what it does. It kicks the ball basically back down to a lower court, all but ensures that a trial won't happen in Trump's classified documents case before the election. Okay, so they said that a federal appeals court was too categorical in rejecting Trump's immunity argument, ruling that the first time that former presidents are shielded from prosecution for some official act that goes down while they're in office. So it says it like this, that just as former presidents have immunity from civil liability for official acts, they have immunity from criminal prosecution unless they are impeached and removed from office for the crime alleged. So this is apparently huge, and all the lawyers here think that this is going to be used big time in Trump's favor. Biden and all them are basically trying to turn around and say, no, they're weaponizing it. They're weaponizing it so they can go after their opponent. And what are you doing to Trump right now? You're doing that anyway. And it's obvious. Everyone can see it. So this, is clearing Trump up here. We have to pay attention to these big rulings because they are huge. Supreme Court ruling, they are the supreme law of the land. That is up and they change things and make some rulings all of a sudden, which they're doing all of a sudden, big time, all these rulings, we got to pay attention here. It changes the whole game. You paved the way for Trump to walk right back in. I mean, it doesn't. I ain't got a crystal ball. We're all along for the ride here, but I'm gonna tell you, this whole debate thing was definitely a stage setup. Bringing Biden out there in that condition, you know, skip over this one. Basically, said that I thought that this one was funny. Someone, well, I don't have the clip of Trump here, but as soon as Trump left the other night, he flew in an unusually low pattern. His Trump plane really low over the area so everyone could see it tilted. Well, uh, this is just crazy. So Saturday afternoon, as Biden's out in the Hamptons in this oceanfront estate trying to campaign and push all this stuff, somebody decides to bomb the situation. And they fly this plane that says, "Bye, done." Just rubbing it in even more. Salt in the wound here, so to speak. But of course, like I said a minute ago, this whole thing was set up. This is staged by the establishment. Maybe for still unforeseen reasons. But this was said to have ticked them off, and that it get that, long as people get a couple giggles out of it, right? A couple laughs. Now, I don't know who did this, but I do recall seeing something just like this, and I went out and hit the streets of the RNC the last time around. It was in Cleveland, and when we got there, there was a big banner just like this flying through the sky, and it said, I believe, Hillary for president. And lo and behold, Rob Dew from InfoWars was flying it. He was up there in the aircraft, and I seen it and was like, and this is right when I got there. And I looked up and seen, I was like, oh, it was funny. We all laughed about it. It's the same as this. That's why it reminds me of it. We all laughed about it. And I swear it wasn't even, it was within a couple hours. I'm going through the streets. Things are starting to heat up. And I turn around and I'm standing, I bump into, literally, and I'm face to face. I got my big camera rig and everything on me, live streaming. I run right into Rob Dew. And I was bewildered because I looked up in the sky and he looked at me and started laughing. He's like, Taboo. He's like, that's quite the rig you got there. And I was like, well, thank you. And he had a nice little rig going himself. And we just immediately, it's like his energy, we had good energy and we vibed. And he asked me for an interview. I was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, I thought you were in a plane. But he went from being in that plane from down on the ground quicker than I could even. He got in there quick. And then interviewed me. And then put me on InfoWars on the interview. I'll never forget that. And I always was like, man, Alex is going to kill you because he does not like me. From what I could tell. He did it anyway. That's when I had, like, ultimate respect. I was like, dude, you just overshot Alex Jones on InfoWars and put an interview with me on there. That is like, what else can I say? Like, that was the craziest ever. That was cool. So he earned my respect right there, man. But that reminds me of that the whole flag thing. At the RNC this year, which unfortunately I do not think that I'm going to be able to attend. First off, I'm just, financially, it's just not in the cards. But I got other life events going on surrounding these dates as well. But it just looks like I'm not going to be able to make the RNC. The stars just are not aligning for it. But I'm going to talk more on the next stream about this. I have a friend that was just selected as a delegate out of his state. He's going to go up to the RNC. Said he had a spare seat. At some room. I don't know. I told him I had all these other things going on. But we were talking. I was just telling him, like, look, man, just be careful, be safe up there. But all the years I ever had to go, I had to, go to these events. We ended up signing all these papers and filling out to get press passes to go to these events to be able to cover it. In all these different places, try to get, have press credentials to get in. And even then, they'd still shut you down. Even at the RNC, they only let specific people in with certain credentials and all this other crap. But when you know a delegate, a state-selected delegate that's going in there, yeah, man. It changes things. So, we know that Trump's going to be the man off the one side. And also want to take a moment to say God bless everyone out there. Much love if you're going through a hard time. Man, I ask the Most High in heaven to answer your prayers. You got to call. You got to call on Him. You got to believe. And I love you all. I don't know how many days we have left here before it all goes down. So, will Biden be replaced by Gavin Newsom? Well, all the polls are showing that if Gretchen runs, if Gavin runs, Kamala runs, whoever any of these other goons are that they want to try to throw, that none of them stand a chance. That in the polls, they all still lose. Handily. This clown. Dude, if there's ever a dude that ever looked like the Joker to me, like without the face paint, it is Gavin Newsom. I mean, dude, look at him. You could just throw the paint on him, and he is a straight Joker. Evil as it gets, regardless. Dude, that you talk about a slick con man, piece of work, man. It just doesn't get more. His image is just all of it, man. He is creepy, isn't he? So he doesn't stand a chance. Like none of them. Like no one comes close to standing a chance. So all of a sudden, and we're gonna talk this one out. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna walk through this one here, some of the details of this, because it's important. I believe that Hillary again. I don't know. Anyone is possible. They could all be in the bullpen stretching. I mean, they pan the camera over there, and I mean, they could all be just for optics. The one thing's for sure, time's ticking away. They can't play this game for much longer. Something is about to happen. Do you understand? That's what I'm trying to get to. Like, they can't do this forever. They can't carry this out for months and months and months and months, all this crap. No, time is ticking away. The DNC's around the corner, and things are shifting. So they did this on purpose. That I can guarantee you. They did this whole thing on purpose For sure. There could be a plethora of reasons. They definitely designed it this way. And see, I mean, it's just the world is a stage. I believe they're all in on it. He went up there in you seen what happened. Everyone was like, all right, he needs to go. Well, now they're saying there's a massive PR campaign underway to reject calls for him to drop out, which is pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. He himself said that he had a bad debate, but was looking forward to the next one, and this and that. And I seen other detractors or other people trying to basically say that what is it to say for the whole Democratic Party to give up on somebody after one bad debate, and now look what they're saying. Democrat strategists are throwing many things against the wall, hoping that something sticks as they continue to gaslight. Now they are considering nominating Joe Biden as early as mid-July, here in a couple weeks, to ensure that the president is on the November ballot. And that will also help stamp out any inter-party chatter of replacing him because of the poor debate performance. So this is something that they could step up and do here at any time. This is kind of slam it in there. Now, they said that the Democrats had already planned to nominate Biden before the convention in order to ensure that he appears on the ballot in Ohio, which is an August 7th deadline for candidates to be certified. So, remember this. I just said it. Houston, we have a problem. It is July. Within 1 week, right now, it will be July 7th. It will be 7/7. August is 1 month after that. August 7th deadline is 1 month after that. So we are a month and a week away from the deadline. They have a month and a week. That is not long, y'all. That is not long. The coming weeks, we've got big things happening. Coming weeks, we do. Yes. So, July 21st, they say, is a potential date for his nomination. They say this is just 3 days after Trump is scheduled to accept his party's nomination at the convention in Milwaukee. But remember, we got to see what's going to happen still with him going to this July 11th stuff. And oh my gosh, man, the difference is crazy. I don't know, man. I go on and on and on about this Biden stuff, man, but just get him out of here. I've been waiting for someone to come in like at the Apollo with that long stick and snatch him up and just take him up off stage. Like, get him out. So look at this. See, and this is a whole different dude. Maybe it's the real Biden right there, but I don't know. Obama is privately lobbying to get rid of Biden. And this is Tucker Carlson saying this. He has an unusually good source. Yeah, that is basically saying that despite backlash, Obama is tweeting support for Biden out in the open. But behind the scenes, he's saying time for him to go. Time for him to go. You know who's over there really stretching in the bullpen? Mikey. And what do we have here? A Michigan nonprofit is reportedly sending out voter registration mailings with the image of Michelle Obama. cat out the bag. Cat got your tongue. uh, amongst other things. Man, this ain't looking good. Let me tell you something. If they try to reinsert, remember the old slogan when Obama ran? What was it? What was it? What was it? Abomination. Oh, yeah. These are the days. As David Hare says, yes, we can. And when you play that in reverse, it's hail to the Pharaoh Zeus. That is what Obama said. When you play it backwards. Dude, man, this is getting creepy and crazy. Because, dude, it's bringing back all the old stuff, man, that I know. Everything that I covered through the whole Obama thing. We'll see here. We'll see where this whole thing goes. And look at this. Look at this. Donna Brazil and these other Democrats flipping out, saying, how the F are you going to put all these white people ahead of Kamala? It's like, somebody getting racy? Are we? Well, I don't think it has anything to do at this point in time with skin color. It has to do with righteousness. And if you have a brain, and what team you're on, and all this other stuff. She is, you tell me, what has Kamala done throughout this whole 4 years? Besides come with lies. Besides come with lies. Oh, how ironic. From today. Guess who gets caught lying? On X. The Vice President of the United States. Kamala. It gets checked by Elon. She tries to run over on the platform thinking she could spew lies like they get away with on Facebook and all these other places. But no. And it's a perfect picture of Elon right there in terms of this like checkmate moment. Because he is. Love him, hate him, player in the game, all this other crap. Doesn't matter. Right here, he's checking that ass. He sure is. He fact checks her and says, no, you're lying. He says, when will politicians, or at least the intern who runs their account, learn that lying on this platform doesn't work anymore? Because off of Kamala's Twitter, she put, or X, Donald Trump would ban abortion nationwide. And it's even checked readers out of context that people might want to know that Trump has repeatedly said that he will not sign a national abortion ban. And it's got all these different references citing it, from CNN to BBC, all of them. Which is how it should be done. Just right there. So that fact checked it, and Elon checked it. And it's just, dude, she was caught just lying, just running over, man, and just running that mouth. So sick of it. Got 6 months on the hourglass, man. She should be stepping aside. Unless, most I forbid, some kind of crazy crisis or emergency strikes. And they stay in power the whole time. All right, I don't even want to ponder that. Okay, so Biden has been saying that no troops died on his watch. Like everybody and their mama has like called this out. Like everybody. It's ridiculous. Even the Pentagon. That's right, the Pentagon. It's because it's flat out wrong. We could cite many different people throughout the past 4 years that have died, even this year, on his watch. Some of the lies are just so bold. It's just nuts. So let's look at some facts real quick. I just want to skim through a bunch of facts here right now. That's the truth of what's happening under Biden's presidency. Right now, it takes the typical U.S. household $1,070 more a month just to purchase the same goods and services that it did 3 years ago. All on Biden's watch. 2/3 of respondents to one recent survey indicated they had taken action to deal with the rising financial stress, and that was either cutting back on spending, skipping monthly bills, or taking on an additional job. Home insurance rates have risen 38% since 2019. Home rentals are up 30% since Joe Biden entered the White House. A whopping 61% of U.S. renters cannot afford to rent on a median priced apartment in the United States right now. That's more than half the country. All right, in terms of renters, gasoline prices up 46 cents. Well, I told you about that. Even though they're up, they could be higher, but they're not going to be because it's one of the only areas he could save face right now in trying to pull back gas prices. He's depleted our reserves, though. Don't you ever forget that. And even put the other ones up on the Northeast up for bid. It's crazy. It's treasonous. So the average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage rate is up 148% since Joe Biden entered the White House. According to Zillow, the monthly mortgage payments on a typical home in this country have almost doubled during the past 4 years. That is crazy. One recent poll discovered that 44% of retired Americans are considered going back to work because of the cost of living has become so oppressive. It just goes on and on with the stuff. Thanks to our unprecedented immigration crisis, the homeless population in the city of Chicago actually tripled in just 1 year. Tripled the homeless population in Chicago in 1 year. Murder rates are up by double-digit percentages in many different major U.S. cities. Jobless claims going through the roof. Rite Aid just came out and said they're closing 27 more stores. And every week I go through this. Walgreens closing 1/4 of its stores in the country. 20% of the entire population of the state of California is living in poverty. 20% of the entire population of California is in poverty, dude. America is turning into Mogadishu. It's already there. According to one survey, 46% of Americans don't even have $500 saved up. So far, the U.S. has spent a total of approximately $175 billion on Ukraine. And Russia is winning. Speaking of Russia, Let's shift over to some world news here. Khabib Nurmagomedov's gym searched by Russian cops. This is connected to the series of terror attacks hitting Russia, and not only that, man. Because I reported on the whole event, and that there was a guy that was involved in the event that had trained at his gym, at his Eagles gym. Now, Russia freezes his bank accounts, saying he owes nearly $1 million to the country's tax authorities. So they're like going after him. They've raided him now in connection with this stuff, and now they're saying that he owes $1 million in taxes. He might want to go pick up a fight against Connor or something, and pay that. But this dude, yeah, they've got the targets on him. We also have multiple U.S. military bases across Europe being put on high terror attack alert. So this is a big alert. I put a video out on this. I follow a former Colonel Douglas McGregor, who is very vocal in what he believes and how he feels about a lot of different things and where we sit here in this country. And one of the big things right now with him is that, and thank you for the Ninja Guinea, multiple Ninja Guineas there, Jay Winch. He says that it's not just bases in Europe, it's across the board, that anything can go down right now. And that this administration has like set us up for all this. Kind of similar to how when they pulled out of Afghanistan, all hell and chaos broke loose. Because it was not strategic. So they are refusing to say what it is. You see, I don't like it when they do these things because, I mean, it's just vague. And it's like, they know more. And they even admit they know more. But they can't say for security reasons. It's like, oh, okay. Whatever. There's credible intel pointing to an attack against U.S. bases over the next week or so. So this is like right now, throughout the 4th of July time frame, which means that the 4th of July and 4th of July events themselves could be targeted by these sick SOBs. They're waiting for some signal for all these migrants that are hiding right now. They're all going to spring into action here at some point. What's the bat signal for them to do so? A certain day, time, event? It has to be something. Has to be something. Has to be. They're not in here just to play patty cake. Like I've said before, it's not happening. They're here to kill. And to cause chaos. You'll remember all the times we called it out here before they shut the comms down here and it all goes crazy. It could begin here any moment. And like I just said earlier, if a crazy attack happens on U.S. soil, Joe Biden would retain being president. And if he couldn't do it, old lion-ass camel toe would be your president. Kamala calling shots. Are you kidding me? Meantime, they're warning all the countries in Europe, get ready. UK, Sweden, Norway, France, Denmark. I mean, all of them, get your sons and daughters ready. Drafts in order. They're all telling them stockpile food, water, anti-radiation iodine pills. Didn't warn you about the telegraphed nukes. Remember, Chinese rover pic shows one. And look at this. Russia just dropped huge bombs. And where? I mean, are they telegraphing something else here? I feel like it's It's all meant to do that. Russia strikes New York in the Donbass. Yeah, they named this certain town, this certain place, New York, in Donbass, in eastern Ukraine. And they just dropped a massive bomb on it. Giant bomb dropped on New York. That's the headline. See, when you start to do things like this, you can start to actually bring things into existence. In a lot of crazy occult ways. And these guys are masters at it. But I'm here telling you, in the little mini proxy war front, they just nuked, but they just dropped a huge bomb on New York. Symbolically. Subliminally. What does that do? Meantime, they're talking about the new Great Wall. A Great Wall that cuts between Europe and Russia. Actually, Belarus and Russia, because Belarus is with them. And as you can see right here, get ready, because this is it. If you're wondering how big war is going to shape up, well, with Ukraine down here already up front, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland become key. And I've told you before, many times, Russia has this proxy piece of country. I don't know how they ever got their hands on this, but they did. It's Kaliningrad. It's this little piece of country that they occupy, that they've got weapons on, that's connected to the waterfront, where they've got weapons in the water and on land. And it's sitting here, wedged right in. Well, one of the first things I could see them doing is pushing from here into Belarus and connecting the two, this corridor. You would cut off Lithuania and Poland, the enemies, from being able to do whatever. But this little piece of land that they control here has always been something that's caught my attention. Like, whoa, dude, like it's not even actually inside of Russia. It's actually outside of it, as you can see right there. It's theirs. So this place is primed to get hit. How could it not? How could you be Poland or Lithuania, be trying to wage a war here against them, and then get flanked from the rear? Because they're right there. You cannot ignore this. I mean, it's crazy. It really throws a crazy aspect into the whole war front right there. Having Kaliningrad that deep, basically, in enemy territory. It's nuts. I mean, we'll see, man. I got a funny feeling, dude, that we're on the cusp of big war. Bigger than Ukraine. Let's finish here and see what they're saying here. Keep an eye on Ukraine's military buildup along the Belarusian border. As I just showed you, NATO is mulling a no-fly zone over western Ukraine. You know what that means? You only put a no-fly zone in there when you're getting ready to drop big missiles and bombs. So many that it has to be a no-fly zone. That's why you impose them. And it's the sure sign, almost every time, that when you do this, bombs are about to fly, big time, on certain areas. All of a sudden, Zelensky is saying, oh, here's a workable model for peace with Putin. Are you kidding me? Mister, we're never backing down, never doing none of this, nothing. All of a sudden, at this exact moment, that NATO is literally like locking and loading, he's over here saying, oh, let's talk peace. Dude, I think they're about to like fake peace and like blindside Russia or something. No. No, Ray, but I have to check that out. Thanks for pointing it out, though. Check this out. Gonna jump through some of our allies' countries real quick. Germany has basically called out China and said, look, China, Russia, you're working together. We can't have this. And look at this. Germany says, if you want to be a new German citizen, guess what you got to do? You must affirm Israel's right to exist. It's on the questionnaire. Not no other country. Not like America's got a right to exist or like nobody else counts or don't care about nobody else. But there's a questionnaire of their right to exist. To become a German citizen. It's crazy. And some people are like, what in the heck does this have to do with anything? It just shows you how political everything has become and where we're going here on this world stage. Rome raids an anti-migrant citizen journalist. So someone like me that's sitting there saying the migrants need to go. They're arresting them. Shout outs to Beard Vet checking in the chat, man. Has been a minute, man. Much love, my brother. Good to see you out there. Did give you a shout out at the top of the hour. Make sure to check out beardvet.com for all your real coffee needs. Right, so, Macron is getting his tail whipped by Le Pen, the conservatives in France, and it's huge because, believe it or not, France actually, by size, has one of the largest governments in the world. And for this to happen, for if they can take down Macron finally in France, it'd be huge. Just get him out of there and we'll deal with the rest, hash all the rest out later is how I see it. He is a little dictator for sure. It's get Macron out of here, man. Here in the United States, I want to point out that people are fleeing certain states, and it's not always the ones you think. One seems to be worse than all of them right now, and it's Chicago, Illinois. It's Illinois, all in all. They say, in all, Illinois lost residents on net to 40 different states, giving up a total of 87,000 residents, while it netted a tiny gain of 632. So, people are fleeing en masse, and, yeah. Some of the places they're going to, Indiana, well, all these places, they're going all across the country, 40-some places, but the big places like Texas, in Florida, Tennessee, name a few. And since the Biden regime doesn't care about our border, the number of criminals caught entering the U.S. illegally each month sets another record. It just does not stop, man. Every week, I'm telling you, it's like a repeat. And I hate to have to sound that way, but it's truth. And we have to stay on top of this, man. The numbers are nuts. Dude, this is crazy. The numbers are insane. We'll see if Trump gets in there. One of his biggest slogans is a mass deportation thing that he plans to launch. Let's see if that happens. We got to clean this up quick, because if not, they're about to come out the shadows with their no hide or something. They're going to come out the woodwork, period. They're here. When you've got over 1 million people militantly here hiding When we know there's over 10 million that have entered. That's just what he said. It's probably double that. There's a 1,000,000-man army here in Chinese troops alone. And the CCP don't just let you go. They don't. They don't sign off to let you go. If you're trained and they've trained you to do whatever they want you to do, then you go. And they'll actually supply the means and pay for your ticket actually this whole way, and tell them what they got to do here. You got to have to go down through Mexico, one of our allies, and then walk up through here. But they're going to be trained for this. They're ready for this. This is why they're all military age fit fighting men coming across. I'm talking the Chinese here. I'm not talking the rest of the migrants. The rest of the migrants are being used as a distraction. Really. They're two different groups, and we know this. We know this much. The Chinese we've even caught being brought in on the rivers on separate boats and being housed in these facilities. It's nuts, man. Not like these other migrants. So what are they here to do? I'm telling you, y'all better be getting your ammunition up. All right, let's go over to Davos. Look at this. What do we have here? First off, Illuminati on all these fools. And yes, Klaus Schwab had recently just announced that he's stepping down. Remember, he formed this World Economic Forum all the way back in 1971, long before I was even born. And this continues to be their stronghold for where they have all their meetings, for all their devious, minion activities. Where they're going to take over the world. What are they going to do this year? What are they going to launch? Well, they are accused of using the N-word around black workers. And talking down other workers and doing this for years because they're so rich and pompous. And now it's all getting exposed. That they would just, if there was, they had a worker there that was black, say, that came in and was serving them, bringing them food. And they didn't like what they did or anything. They would end up calling them the N-word right there in front of everybody openly. So these people are openly racist. And the people are coming forward saying it. And you wonder why he just stepped, out of the light after all this time. Actually, when he really just came to full power. Yeah. This is how these people operate. I'm sure more stories like this are going to come out. Yeah, it's not just them calling them the N-word. It's also sexually harassing many of the workers and the people that are there. So that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So Klaus Schwab needs to stay in court for treason and all these other things. They need arrested for treason in their countries. Just like right here, we have George Soros and other minions right here that live in New York. That I always wonder, why is there never a warrant issued for them? And if Trump gets back in there, I'd say the same thing. Why didn't you go after Hillary? Why don't you go after Soros? Why don't you go after these people, Biden, any of them? I mean, look what they've done to him this whole time. He's been in court and still in court fighting all this stuff all the way through this. I mean, what's stopping him from trying to put them in jail? Yeah, that's mighty suspect to me. Much love, Crown Jewels, at the top of the hour. Yeah, just past 11 here. Still going. E Fitz, Beer Vet. All the crew out there. Warren Buffett. He reveals plans for a $130 billion fortune in his will. So this is And Miss Mo K, thank you for the coffee. Hey, but thanks. I'm glad you're able to catch me live here tonight. We are going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is the schedule. Be back on Wednesday as well here. But I was just telling you about criminals. You know, speaking on people that need rounded up. When you got straight criminals that have billions of dollars, I say you Robin Hood it, and you do it righteously. Well, when they get arrested and they get thrown in jail for the treason that they've committed, like hiring your own citizens to cause chaos and to get a political advantage on this. These are things that are against the law, that are treasonous, and he does them openly. If you could get someone like Soros or Warren Buffett, that's just got 130 billion with a B to give away, I think that they should be tried for the treason, that fortune should be taken and given back to the people. That's my thinking. Righteously divided up amongst the people and fix all this. Look what you could do with just one fish. If you fried one big fish here, get 130 bill out of them. You know how much we could do with that? And no, not a dime going to Ukraine. No, everything's spent the right way. When things are done the right way, one criminal taken down. Thank you for the prayers and the coffee, Sweet Pea. Appreciate it more than you know. So really, I mean, that's the righteous way I feel to do it. These rich, super rich criminals, this is what should happen. Take them down. They can get Trump in there and do all this stuff. Take them down. Since they're criminals, take all their money and give it back to the people that deserve it. You couldn't do a better thing. You couldn't enrich your people more. It's crazy because now every time I think of enriching the people, all I think about is Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi, how much he did for his people, how beautiful his country was set up. Until our country came and ruined it. Much love, tacos in the house. Just got back down off the mountains, my brother. I'm gonna start the next stream off with maybe some shots from tacos from up in the mountains, camping out and all that. Hope you guys had a good time. Much love to you, Tooch. All the crew. Zuckerberg is claiming that they are trying to create an AI god. And this is pretty wild because I put this up there with Elon. When these guys make statements, you gotta listen. Much love, Luis, man. Thank you for the coffees and the support. Appreciate it more than you know. So he just flat out says it. And Taco's coming in with 10 coffees. Much love, my brother. Thank you to the fullest. To the fullest, my brother. You know, Elon said that they're trying to summons the demon through all of this technology and AI. Here we have again one of the richest dudes out there and biggest players that stole all of our information and made billions off of it, by the way. So you could arrest him too and take all his money. And dude, they deserve it. I'm not just saying this stuff. They deserve it. They've been busted. He's been busted stealing our stuff. Like, anyhow, he's saying, too, they are creating an AI god. They're dropping the breadcrumbs right in front of your face. I'm telling you, AI in this technology is an interface for them to communicate with the demon, with the jinn, in the ether. Like Frankenstein. They are the life force. You see? But they are spirit life force. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that is the truth. In spiritual form. And they are giving it an apparatus to come through. To speak through. To communicate. And the closest thing I could ever to paint it in your mind as is the Wizard of Oz. What the Wizard of Oz looked like. The great and powerful Oz. You know, they're bringing in an entity like that. Through technology. As the wizard was in there cranking all the stuff. And it was all technology. You see? But that's what it is. It's letting an actual spirit entity be seen. Be heard. These are the things that they do. Well, I'll end this here tonight before I give some shout outs with a positive. You're going to hear me talking about this more and more in the future, and hopefully I'm going to be demonstrating this stuff to you in the future. I don't even know if it's being sold yet, but it's a brand new technology, and whenever I come across these things, I love to share it because if you recall, I shared with you the device that pulls water out of thin air. It's expensive. I think it was a couple $1,000. It was thousands, but it's real. It's out there. You can get them now. And it was designed for like people that live in deserts and things like that to be able to have drinkable water. And it pulls it out of the air. Thin air. You don't have to collect water. Nothing like, no. It's amazing. Okay? You couple that technology with what I'm going to show you right here, and you're really in business. Like solar is making leaps and bounds. The panels that I'm about to get, ones I've got planned to get are bifacial, not your older type of monocrystal. Bifacial means that it can take in light from both sides, which is key because it turns the whole panel then into a light absorbent feature, so to speak. Now, they've got these little tiny spheres that are outperforming solar panels. And they power not only from the sun, but also from artificial light. And what's crazy is that like these are powering artificial lights. That artificial light could in turn turn around and repower the system. It's pretty crazy. But the company says that it can hit 60 times the current capacity of solar. It's huge. They demonstrated it. These little things, when you put them in full scale, like on a big panel, like a solar panel, the amount of energy that they can collect is crazy. And it's here. It's called a PES, a photon energy system. Dude, been waiting to see some high-grade technology roll out that we can utilize to our advantage. And finally, some things are slipping out, creeping out. This is one of them, okay? Wiley Coyote coming in with the 20 coffees. Like, brother, I can't thank you enough for the love and the support. Check out Robert Murray Smith channel on the new Solar Tech, okay? Let's give him the shout out right there. Thank you, Crown Jewels. My brother Fired a Flame right there. That's who that is. Anyone that's been liking our music, in our recent song right there, that was me and Hoodie Ross in the Fire to Flame. Fire to Flame is Crown Music Jewels, my mod there. For any of you that have been getting into it, because a lot of people have been responding, saying stuff about it and liking it, which, hey, thank you. I'm not going to play it tonight, though, because I caught a copyright thing claim on it off my own song. Because I released it through TuneCore, and TuneCore, it's crap. When you do this crap through YouTube, it's just crap. Like that. So, I don't know. I'm dropping music, though. We're dropping music the best we can. I'm going to be busy, though, coming month. I don't know if I'll be dropping any music. Rise Up coming up. Okay. Well, if I can get on something and fit it in, you guys, I know I'll jump on it. Whatever I got to do. Much love, though, on that note, to everybody. Yeah. I appreciate all the love. Check the chats here. And yeah, I try to put these things out here so people have a way, you know. We're coming up on trying times. I know some of you out there got a means to get your hands on some of this stuff, and I'm gonna drop a link for this in the chat, by the way, on YouTube right now. Yes, you, God. And God bless everyone out there. There is a link. So you guys can check out those panels. Yeah, it's not every day you come across this type of tech. I mean, it's huge, man. Eon coming through with 7 coffees, man. I appreciate it, man. You're relentless, man. You're always coming through. Always sliding in right there at the end, man. I appreciate it more than you know, bro. So, yeah. Well, much love to everybody out there. Just want to give some shout outs here, man. Take this down off the screen, and I'm just going to go and check the chat. Hey, David, best live crew on YouTube. Hey, much love. Yeah, much love to everybody out there. Stream's been going good, smooth. Appreciate everybody joining and sharing to the fullest. Hell, we're past top of the hour here, 11:15. Longer stream than normal here tonight, but hey, we got it all in. I look to be back in on Wednesday. And then Friday, there may be a stretch here down the road where I may miss a stream or two, but I try to give you the heads up to the best of my ability before that happens. And yeah, I just, again, shout out to all the mods out there. Everybody that came through there with the coffees tonight, man. Much love, Doug, also on the information. All the someones out there. Barbara. Miss Mo K, Sweet Pea, Luis, Crazy Tacos, Wiley Coyote, Eon again. All you guys, much love. I appreciate it more than you know. Beard Vet in the house. And you guys, make sure, again, check out beardvet.com. All your coffee needs, your real coffee needs. And I appreciate all the support and love throughout the years as well there, Beard Vet. You've always been there, had my back. Appreciate it to the fullest. If anyone out there that I'm going to rep, it's someone that's definitely proven to be a solid cat and vet. So, yeah, man. Prayers to all you guys. And I'm going to take us out of here on some music. By Live One. And much love, God bless. Oh, okay. Alright, fire. It's on. I'll check it out. For sure. And much love to everybody out there. Jay from the Ville, Vet, Fire, all the crew. Much love. Much love, Mark.